to introduce, this is Alex Lawson. He is the Executive Director of Social Security Works, and he knows a whole lot more about this than I do. So please welcome Alex Lawson.
Thank you so much. Can you keep the round for Ellen? Can you keep the round of applause going for Ellen? She says she's been dragging me around the state, but that's very untrue. I've been traveling all around the state with her as part of traveling all around the country, but this is my favorite part. My name's Alex Lawson. I'm the Executive Director of Social Security Works, and I came here from Washington, D.C., and the only thing that gives me the energy to go back to Washington, D.C. To keep fighting is rooms full of people just like this. So I'd also ask you to give yourselves a round of applause. And then I want to actually sort of admit that this is going to be a bit of a bummer. It's going to not be something that's going to feel good as we talk about what's going on. But I'm also going to tell you that if you look to your left right now, and now look to your right, those are the people who are going to be standing with you when we win, when we beat this South African billionaire who's trying to steal. And I think the battery is running out on this one. So I am going to switch to this one. Redundancy. So that applause line was supposed to go right into the reason that I wanted you to see the people in the room are going to be standing with you is also to note that there is no cavalry coming. There's no one coming to save us except us. Okay? And I'll let scary. This microphone might be going out too. Okay. It also should give us hope because all power is from the people. That's absolutely true. Let's do this. I know you all know. I can see from your faces. Who gives us Social Security? We do. Nobody in Washington, D.C. There it is. Nobody in Washington, D.C. gives us Social Security. We do. We created the system to get out of the Great Depression. It's going to be annoying, isn't it? I'm sorry. Do we have the third microphone? There is a third. I'll try not to give too big of a history lesson, but to get out of the Great Depression, which was a Wall Street caused collapse of the economy, Wall Street caused collapse of the economy in a way that people have never seen before. We'll see. Come on, microphone. We'll try this one. I know. That's a good idea. No, the problem, I think, if we don't have amplified sound, I can yell, but we'll keep trying. Okay. So what I want to talk about is for 89 years after we created Social Security, the working people of America created Social Security. We didn't ask Wall Street for anything. We were like, they caused the problem. Why would we allow them into the system? I don't think it's radio interference because you can't hear it. I'll just keep going. We'll just keep trying. But I have no idea even what causes the periodic.
We need to turn off that other light.
No, it's off. Off. No, it's, I know. All that struggling. These are the house mics. I'm sorry, y'all. Testing one, testing. Just give it a whirl. You're gonna have to deal with the fact that whenever it cuts out, that's when I'm saying the most genius thing, like the smartest thing that you guys can ever heard. You just clap during that part. Yeah. Okay. So. For 89 years, Social Security hasn't missed a single payment. Through war and peace, through boom and bust, through health and pandemic, not a single payment has been missed. That's that guarantee that we were talking about. That people understand that their benefits are going to be there for them because they're ours. They're ours. They're not based on a Wall Street lie like, oh, don't worry, that line will always go up. Just put your money in my account and you're going to be rich. Does that ever happen? Where are the customers' yachts? That's the question everyone should ask. Wall Street doesn't make money for other people. It makes money for itself. Which is why it created Social Security without Wall Street. I know this is really distracting. Which is better, this or if I yell?
Yes.
Who's that?
So, and I apologize for those in the back, but I can project, so I'll just give it my best shot. For 89 years, Social Security has not missed a single payment through war and peace, through boom and bust, through health and pandemic. Not a single payment has been missed because it's our system that we built for ourselves. We didn't allow Wall Street to get their greedy little hands on it. We don't let politicians in Washington, D.C. get their greedy little hands on it. FDR, he said, I set up this dedicated funding stream, our money, it comes out of our paychecks, so that no politician can get their hands on my Social Security system. He was super proud of that. It was Francis Perkins' idea, though. You should all know that. It was Francis Perkins, a hero who understood that we needed to not only create a system that brought us out of the Great Depression, but a system that actually prevented another Great Depression from happening. So Social Security is part of that, along with unemployment insurance, along with the right to collectively bargain and form a union. These are all parts of a system that gave workers, working people, the power in their own hands so that they weren't at the whim of politicians in Washington, D.C. or bankers on Wall Street. And the president of Social Security Works, her name's Nancy Altman. She literally wrote the book on Social Security. She's worked in this for 50 years. She's the protege of Bob Ball, who's the longest serving commissioner of Social Security and was there from the beginning. I've worked in it for 15 years. Nancy taught me everything that I know. And through all of it, what I would do is go into rooms like this and say, they can't get their hands on our Social Security. But this time, I actually have to change that, and it breaks my heart because I feel like maybe my confidence was too high that we could not see what Elon Musk has done, which actually makes Nancy Altman, 50 out of the 89 years, the protege of Bob Ball, tells me you can't overdo it. How the guarantee has been broken. The cuts that have already been made have resulted in disruptions of services already. And it will just get worse. You have a bunch of 20-year-olds who, two things, now just an aside. A, illegally downloaded all of our data. All of our data. That's 350 some million felonies over and over and over again. And we're gonna not let that one rest. But they also cut into the system in such a way that Martin O'Malley, the former commissioner of Social Security, said in 30 to 90 days we face a system collapse. It is absolutely unimaginable, the wreckage, the chaos, the harm, and the death that would lead to. How many of you all could afford to live without your Social Security check, right? Right? If they just stole your money? No! And look around. This is a very organized, involved, driven group, but we also know that Social Security is there for so many people. Picture a 102-year-old who doesn't have a support network. Maybe Meals on Wheels is the only interaction that they have, and that is not some sort of fantasy thing. That is real. That person loses their check that is 100% of the money that they rely on. Even a 1-month disruption could kill that person easily.
Yes.
The problem with the South African billionaire is that he has no idea what Americans actually live through, what everyday American life is like. He's never lived a minute of a normal life, born with an emerald mind. That's who we are right now, facing down in destroying Social Security. Why? I have two answers. The philosophical one, which we can all ponder together, but I believe it's because there's a black hole where the soul should be. To try to fill that lack of love and community and neighborness that we all can feel. We all understand that when we work together, we can do great things, and in fact, that's the only way we can do great things. Elon Musk went on a podcast and said the downfall of Western civilization is too much empathy. He said too much empathy. This is the man who's been given the power to do whatever he wants to Social Security. What do we say to Elon Musk? No! Yeah, you can be mean. You can be meaner. But it all comes down to no. And this is where I will flip to some hope here. And I will also... 1, 2. We've got a microphone. It's always the batteries, folks. It's always the batteries. Bill? This is where I'm going. No. No.
Go back. It's fine.
The truth is, though, and this is really hard to believe, it's only been 54 days. I know. A lot of what they're doing is bluster. It's bluster that they're gonna get away with it because the people are going to be cowed into silence. But I'm here to tell you that there is the most not silence that I've ever seen ever in doing this. It is an outrage at a fundamental, visceral level. And all it takes to turn back what's been done is millions of people saying, no, no, you're not going to close my Social Security office. No, you're not going to steal my Social Security benefits. No, you're not going to take away my Medicaid, which is the largest provider of long-term care in this country. 1 in 2 nursing home, people in nursing homes are paid for by Medicaid. No, you're not going to hand Medicare over to United Health so that they can delay and deny more. I was just at Dr. Oz's confirmation here, and we were doing a shadow. Yeah, boo. That man is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. He works. See, this is actually the answer, and I'm not going to make the joke again, but it's the answer for anything electronic. The key is having a cord. As long as there's a cord, we're good to go. So, James, thank you. A round of applause for James. Not too loud now. James is the man. I'll turn it down to, I already give it, I also can modulate my own voice down now. I don't have to yell as much. Somebody in the back just give me a thumbs up that you can hear. Yeah. So, technical difficulties are really the spice of life, though. Gotta make things difficult. So, when we say no, that's how, did anyone see when the president of South Korea tried to have a coup? And did you see who stopped that? It was like the most normal person that you've ever even thought of in your brain, just standing there and saying no. They just, no, you're not going to. And then the military were like, all right, no, we're not going to. And then it just went from there. And that's when the politicians found their bravery, is after the people showed them the way. And that's why I don't want anyone to feel sad that there's no cavalry coming. Because we've never been able to rely on politicians to lead. They're lagging indicators. They follow the people. We are the ones who have to lead. And we will. And the growing